Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to give you a tour here in June. It's been a while since I did a tour, so just wanted to give you an idea how everything is. And well, here you got the mulberry, Everberry Mulberry here, and this thing has been just putting out fruit for like 3 months non-stop. I was gonna trim it, but it just keeps, see right here, keeps producing fruit and keeps flowering. So I've just been eating them every day. I get a handful every day, so I haven't trimmed it, but I will. Just kind of want to see how long this thing goes without, when it dies down a little bit. I got the sweet potatoes here. They've been in there for months, but they take a while, so you can even use a few of the leaves for salads and stuff. Here's another. This is a dwarf mulberry that I planted right next to the other one here. So the other one had kind of gone up a little higher, so I figured this one I'd let it grow from the bottom and fill in and save some space by having them both there. Here's the front, but I'll go around and I'll show you the front in better detail. I added another raised bed here, and here we have the salvia or aloe, and the passion fruit has been doing quite well. No flowers are fruiting yet, but it's growing a lot. It just keeps growing. Here's the cabbage and the beets, which I got to take out soon. And since I think the last tour that I did, I planted some flowers to attract some more pollinators. Here's the orange tree that my daughter planted from a seed, and yeah, it's doing well. Here we got some cranberry hibiscus right there, some more flowers, and I got a fig in the ground here, which I want to let grow on the bottom here like a bush. And there's another Moringa tree right there. I'm letting it grow a little bit, and then I'll start just cutting it, and cut it, grows back, and you can keep eating that. And here's my Catalina Avocado right here, which you can see has a bunch of little avocados up on the tree right there. This is a really good tree. It doesn't seem to grow so fast, but it's very dense, and you can keep it low to the ground, and it produces a decent amount of fruit. So it's a Catalina, it's a Cuban variety, and tends to do pretty well. Here we got some more flowers. I got my beds ready. Got some more flowers here for the pollinators. Oh, I also happen to plant here in the corner another mulberry, Pakistani mulberry, which I'm looking forward to eating because those have large fruit. And here I got my beds ready for the next planting. We're here in South Florida, zone 10B, and we really can't plant too much in the summertime. It's kind of reversed from the rest of the country. So like around September is when we start planting all the kind of crops that you can grow further up north, but you really can't grow most of the stuff. You can grow some things, but there's a lot of stuff you can't really grow at this time down here. The heat and the humidity is just too much. But I got them ready, and I got, these grids are actually, if anybody's interested, if you look at my website, I sell them online. And then the other ones here are some that I just made out of bamboo, which is, can't afford to buy it, you can always just use bamboo or whatever else, and just measure it out to a square foot and tie it up. Got the choquette avocado there with avocados already. Small, they're still small. They won't be ready for another, take several more months. And we have more salvia there, or aloe, or Cuban oregano. Have the mamey tree right here, and there's a mamey up there. And we have the nispero tree, sapodilla, which is growing. I'm gonna have to trim the top because they're getting a little tall and I have limited space. Here we have the lula avocado, which also has avocados, and then a Simmons, which is my favorite. Then down here we have more flowers for pollinators, and we have the guanabana, which is still small, but it's been growing pretty well, and it's kind of protected in that area. which they need. And over there I have a bee house for solitary bees. So, and I do sell those as well. I make raised beds and bee houses and all that. So you can check it out on my website if you want. Get to this side and we have my mango tree, my Glen, which has been giving us a ton of fruit, and they're awesome. They taste really good, but gotten a bunch of them already, but it's still loaded. And we have the Kent here. It also has a good amount of fruit. And I have my May right here on this side. If you look up the top here, you can see there's a bunch of Mamey's fruit for like 3 years. You got like the fruit, you got the ones for the following year, you got the ones that you can eat now. So, but it's probably my favorite fruit, and it's got like 6 or 7 ready for this year. And here we have my yellow mango, which still has some, but this one's giving us 1 million, and the white mango, which still also has mangoes hanging in there, but it's giving me a ton as well. I got my my grape, muscadam grape. I'm trying to trellis it up here and see what happens if it gives me something. This one's getting ready. Start to yellow and get red, and yellow, then start getting ready to get picked. Oh, and I got butterfly house here. And I have my banana tree here, and this one already fruited. Here on the side, we have Cuban oregano and the aloe. And here we have my red Cava in a container. They do quite well in containers. You can keep them there, basically. And they want as long as it's a little acidic on the soil, they like that. Here I have one hour blueberry. Got a little blueberry right there. Even though these, I think, do a lot better, like Central Florida and up. You can get some down here in, South Florida, but I think they do better going further up north. Here I got some small red Cavas that I'm growing here. Got some more back here, and I got a Katook, got the water tank there. And you can see the banana trees are growing quite well. Got my sugar apples too. Here's a custard apple that I planted. This one I actually planted in the ground. And if you look back here, I have a white zapote that I'm going to plant at some point. Here's my papaya tree, which wasn't doing too well, but now all of a sudden started, with the rains, it started throwing new leaves and looking a lot healthier now, so I'll leave it to see what happens. Here's a caimito. And here's some longevity spinach. And some more moringa. And here is another new member to the family here, which is a miracle fruit, which, if you're not familiar with it, it gives you a red berry, and when you eat it, you can basically eat something sour and it'll taste sweet. So I know it has a lot of people that have cancer and go through chemo and all that. It helps them a lot, so a lot of cancer patients use it. So I have that one right there, and that one you can also grow in a pot. It makes a really good plant for a pot. So that's how I plan to keep it. Here you got my May tree, and if you look up here, you can see the big mameys along with the little mameys on the tree. It's got a ton of them, so I'm looking forward to that. And here you can see a few of the big avocados already growing on my cinnamon. And the caimito tree here, it had lost all its leaves when they had that cold coming through, and now it's pretty much got all its leaves back. now I'm going to take you to the front, the other side. If you can see, I've designed the fruit trees kind of along the edge of the property. I do have kids, so I leave an area that they can play in, which is something that you might do as well. You can use all the edges and put the trees in, and then leave some areas that are open where you can plant your vegetables, and areas for play as well. You just gotta, before you start making a plan of how you're gonna make your garden, take a look at how the sun comes, if you have big trees, the shaded areas, the areas that get sun, and kind of design it. Sometimes you already have some trees, so you got to work around it, but if you're planting, then you can take that into account. For example, the Pakistani right there, I'm not going to let it get huge. I'm going to control it. That's something else that you can do when you have a limited amount of space. It's not like a farm where you can just let them grow. But even in farms down here, they cut them like at 16 feet or something like that for hurricanes. And it's just sometimes it's better to keep them trimmed anyway, even at the farms. But in the home orchard, definitely want to do that to save on space. Like this one I put in the corner there, it doesn't affect, the sun is coming from the angle on the other side, so it doesn't really affect my vegetables on the bottom. I let it grow on the top. You have the shed here, so it doesn't really affect anything. You just got the roof there, and it's not going to affect these trees in the back either. So I can let it grow there to the size that I want, and it won't affect anything as far as my production. So I kind of try to look for spots that work that way for me. Anyway, I'm going to go show you now the front. Okay, I'm here in the front, and as you can see, I've kept planting more flowers for the pollinators, and just to make the yard pretty as well. And here I got 2 dwarf Everberry Mulberries that I planted here on the side. And the berries are great for your health. They taste really good. I can keep them as a bush, so it kind of blends into the landscaping really well, and they're very nutritious, so I thought these would make a good spot right here. And here we got another Moringa tree that I'm growing here, and my lychee tree, which we've gotten a lot of lychees from, and I have this little plant here in the bottom that I planted, which I love, with the red tail. Here's lychee fruit right here. I've taken a bucket of lychees off this tree this year. It was cold, which is really good. That helps it. It needs to be cold for it to actually get some fruit. And then here I have ginger, a little white flower that opened a few days ago. So I have ginger right here. I have my jackfruit, which is growing. This is a golden nugget dwarf variety, but it's they get pretty big. I've been letting it grow a little bit, and then I'm going to cut the top, and then we'll go from there. It'll grow stronger on the sides, which I want to keep it at a certain height. I got my papaya tree right here. I actually have this one in a bucket and in a pot, and then I planted it. And then here I got my strawberry guava. I got to cut a little bit on the jackfruit here, but the strawberry guava is doing really well. It's grown. It was very tiny, and it's grown a lot. It's a strong plant. And then I got more papayas that I put as seeds down there, and they're growing up. And I got pineapples right here. Oh, and I got my Cuban ciruela, or you call it hot plum, which I love. These are the yellow type. You got the red type too, but these are the yellow type, which I really love. Look at them right here in the ground, but they're very tasty. We have here more salvia there. And my Kerry mango, forget about this one. This is actually an orange sherbet graft that I did. I'm gonna do a video on grafting at some point here. But and then it's got like a mango up there. I had trimmed it heavily before, so this year it didn't give too much fruit. And now I'll take you to the last part here, where you have here my Moringa tree, which is grown. It's like 7-8 feet tall right now. I'm gonna start cutting and using it to eat with salads and so forth. Here's a few little flowers of my Barbados Cherry. I've gotten a few from this one as well, which I have here in the pot. And here is my fig, and you can see it's got figs on the top here. Even though I already had I took out some figs the other day, and now it's got more. And it's got another one right here, so put it here because it gets a good amount of sun. Here I got a little guava. Gotta see if it takes off. This one was doing pretty bad, and I got a dragon fruit, which I'll build a trellis for in the future. But I got a dragon fruit, which they tend to fruit. I think they don't take too long to fruit, so we'll see. And then here I have my Myers lemon, my dwarf lemon, and it's got more flowers coming. But you can see here, it's got some really nice size lemons. I mean, they're really big. It's got like, I don't know, I see like 3 here, and like another 5 here, another one up there. So it's got like 9 or 10, which is great, a little plant that you can keep in a pot, and it's got more flowers coming. So, I mean, these you can put anywhere, and you got yourself, a fruit tree that gives you some wonderful fruit. Can't wait to make some lemonade with it. Anyway, this is pretty much my tour here for the month of June, and hope you like it, and gives you some ideas on what you can do yourself. I always like watching videos online, get some inspiration, some ideas. It's always enjoyable, and nothing like growing your own food in your own house, and to me it looks beautiful. Anyway, hope you enjoy, guys. Hope you like it, hope you can subscribe, and thanks for watching. God bless.